All right, we're live. I'm gonna remove myself. We're gonna give it a couple minutes just to let some people trickle in. Sorry, we started a bit late, guys. I'm gonna let you guys get in. All right. All right. I see we're growing. All right. Give it one more minute. One more minute and we'll get this thing kicking off. Okay, the numbers are climbing. We should be live on our YouTube, the Lumia X, and across, I believe we're on TikTok, on Angelique's TikTok, which I'll bring on in a bit, and actually her Instagram as well. All right, here we go. We're going to kick this thing off. All right, all right. Are we good? Can y'all hear me? All right, we're good. All right, everybody. It's the 5th show. We're back on Lumia Live. You have me, Mark Culture, and I have my beautiful co-host, Angelique, if you could.
Hey everybody.
Yep. And today, we're tackling a debate that's been heating up across socials. I'm pretty sure Lumia is not the only company that's seen this, or just our team's not the only people that's seen this. But Bitcoin versus gold. What's the real standard? And today we have an incredible lineup. Like, I'm super excited about this because these are super knowledgeable people on gold and Bitcoin. Let me get into the first one. So first up we got Sammy, founder and CEO of Sea Gold. Sammy has 25 years in global investment, trade, and fintech. Sammy, if you could just hop on the stage and say hey.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be part of this panel.
Nah, awesome. Awesome. And then next up, we got another one, Danny, co-founder and CTO of Seagold Technologies. Danny has 30 plus years of experience building software, cloud, and telecom startups. So Danny, good to have you, man. If you could hop on.
Hi, everybody. Good to be here.
Nah, awesome. And then we have Warlock, who's been who's a Bitcoin native builder and contributor to Odin X. Man, thanks for joining us, Warlock. If you could hop on and just say hey to the crowd real quick.
Hello, fam. Hello.
Nice. And then we got one of my close friends actually since I've been here at Lumia. I've actually met him through the team here. So we have next up Duran, co-founder of Bitcoin Boxing and advisor to A16Z portfolio companies. Duran's doing some big things, and I'm just so happy to have him on the show. Duran, if you could, man, like come say, hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Pleasure to be here.
Hey, awesome. And then last but not least, we saved the best for last. We got our guy, Diego. He's back. Lumia's chief product officer, just making sure our products are efficient and he's driving revenue. Diego, so glad to have you back, man.
Thank you, Mark. Big pleasure to be here today with this very, very good guest. Very exciting live ahead.
Awesome.
Wow, that's an exciting lineup. I'm super excited to learn today.
All right, though. So we actually have a special treat for everybody that's tuning in live here. You guys get to hear it first. We got some major news to share with you guys. So Lumia just partnered with Great American Bullion C Gold to bring the first 10,000 ounces of professionally vaulted, fully audited gold on chain. Wow. Like,
Yeah, this is real gold. It's $43 million of actual bars in vaults wrapped as tokens on Lumia's chain. So you can trade it on Morphex, and soon you're going to be able to stack it through a gold savings plan. I would love for Diego and our partners to tell us just a little bit more about the partnership since we're breaking this news live to everybody.
Okay, sure. So definitely excited about this partnership. This is what we mean when we want to bring real world assets to the blockchain. So few details on how we manage this partnership. Seagold will manage the off-chain part of the partnership. So the storing, the vaulting, the real-time pricing, while Lumia will handle all the on-chain part. So smart contracts, minting, UX flow, etc. An interesting detail that I would like to share about this partnership is the adoption of a just-in-time model for liquidity. So instead of creating inefficient liquidity pools where we would have AMM liquidity pools, where we would have to deploy millions in both dollars and gold, we have this system that allows us to let the users buy the gold and store the gold just in time. So literally when an order from a decentralized user will come, Seagold will take care of storing the gold on the vaults they have. So this meaning that storage cost will be lower, meaning that the price for the end user will be lower compared to alternatives where competitors are required to store all the gold in vaults before. So this obviously creates more cost for storage and augment the price for the end user.
and Sammy, I would love for you to kind of get into it too. I know you guys are excited over there.
Very much so. All of us are excited to be part of this huge opportunity and to be able to bring gold to the Bitcoin community, the crypto community out there. You know, before launching Seagold Technologies, I was a partner at Crypto Diamonds and Metals Exchange. So I come from a world of gold, but a world of crypto as well. And when we built Seagold, our goal is to bring tangible to the paper market, and whether it's the paper market or the virtual currency market, that's what we're looking at. I don't know if you want to enable me to share the screen at the stage for a little second.
I got you.
So Seagold Technologies is the parent company that brings the gold to Lumia users, and it is essentially your gateway to tangible gold. Seagold operates Great American Bullion, which is an online retailer that delivers globally with A+ rating across and over 1,100 products available. And that's Great American Bullion. But also part of the partnership with Lumia, we are introducing the gold savings plan for Lumia partners, and that would be on-chain subscription model for those that want to do that. And that happens after the Lumia tokenization, which Diego is talking about. You can take me off the stage as far as the screen, but If you have any questions, Danny and I are here to further explain and how this partnership works. But Diego was very thorough explaining the just-in-time environment that we have created for you guys.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, though. Thank you guys for diving into it. I'm pretty sure our audience is excited about this. Like, who wouldn't be, like opening up gold markets to the world. All right. So before we really get into this, just the philosophy of like what makes something a standard. We're gonna get into some of this price talk real quick. But before we get into like what makes something a standard, let's talk about like what's going on with the prices right now, because Bitcoin and gold are moving completely in opposite directions. Bitcoin's was trading around 91 to 93K, but I believe it dropped below now. Seems like it's more than just a correction. So like, what's going on? I'm gonna pass this one around the room. We just kind of want to know what's going on, what you guys' take on Bitcoin is. And I think I'm gonna start with Duran. I'm gonna throw this one to you because I know you may have a bit to say.
I mean, yeah, certainly. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things happening with on a political side of like where we're going as far as geopolitics. I think the markets are being affected by the traditional markets as well, right? So Bitcoin's being affected by traditional markets, but I think like when you have someone that can move a market, like a president, or in particular, let's go back maybe a few weeks ago when President Trump mentioned, tariffs, 100% tariffs on China, and we see what that did, right? So I think it's a matter. Yes, it's volatility there, unfortunately, but also it's like the understanding like where the alpha is for institutional investors or institutions in general, where their mindset is, because I think for them they're looking at all the like minutia of like what's moving like politically, right? And then because that dictates what they do as well. So I think like unfortunately, there's kind of a drawback right now in price for Bitcoin, but I think
25%.
Yeah. So it's more than a little, but I think there's still where we're going as far as like by the end of this year, hopefully things will balance out. So.
And Warlock, I know you're in the trenches of Bitcoin as well. Would love for you to kind of chime in real quick.
Yeah, for me, the Bitcoin correction is not a weakness signal. It's normal after a parabolic rally that started in 2023, I think, at 17K as bottom. So higher rates, ETF profit taking, leverage, liquidation, amplify everything, no? But long-term adoption and infrastructure like Odinex, for example, keep building. So the biggest story for Bitcoin is intact for me.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. So what I was hearing kind of is like high interest rates. I heard you mention ETFs, liquidations, and then was it drawdown? I mean, this isn't the first time that we've had a 25% drawdown, right? Or because I've been in crypto since 2021. I know some of you guys have been in a bit longer, but as far as like drawdown, is this pretty normal? 25 to 30% drawdown?
Maybe maybe not too normal, but amplified by macro conditions, I think. So we will see in the next future. I think that there are several maximalists inside Bitcoin, so we never regret to hold, no?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've been investing in Bitcoin for a while, but it's been so volatile lately. Does this mean I should be putting money in something more traditional like gold, a safer asset? I've noticed like every year, kind of around this time, there is a dip in the crypto market, but then it obviously will end up recuperating. Um, do you guys feel like this is something that's normal? Like when do you think it's going to go back or be more steady?
And either Duran or Warlock, you guys can chime in here.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. This is normal. So I don't think, especially if you've been, if you went through a few cycles, you would see like basically it's all trend. It's all basically math. So I don't
Mhm.
think, of course, like the 25% drawdown. Uh, I think there's external variables and factors of why that happened, but like this is typically like
Yeah,
a normalcy for
it's like
Bitcoin.
a normal
So I don't.
cycle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so do you think like, and this may be for Sammy or Danny, but like would it be a good time, because as Angelique just said, she's been an investor in Bitcoin and maybe looking for something a bit more safe. Is gold, or could gold be that more a safer, more stable investment?
Thank you. Well, frankly, I am obviously we deal in gold, but I have a background in crypto. So I think it's always
Mhm.
good to diversify. Having Bitcoin is
Mhm.
great. Having gold is even greater. Why? Because gold is something tangible. Even on the chain, it is physically stored. It's with this partnership, it's 100% backed by physical gold, physically stored at the depository, and even the customer, the end user that is buying this can have the ability to take delivery. So it is something tangible. Um, for me, in the current world we live in with fiat currency,
Mhm.
the question is not about is it gold or Bitcoin. It is gold and Bitcoin. You should have
Mhm.
both. And as Darren said, we've seen cycles. I've seen Bitcoin go up to 65,000, go down to 21,000. These, I think, are opportunities for those that have liquidity to buy, and also those that buy Bitcoin low. I entered Bitcoin at 2,000. You want to take some of those gains that you made and secure them in physical gold. There's an agreement, I believe, across the world that gold will continue to go up due to the currency war that is happening within the
Mhm.
fiat environment. Danny, do you want to add anything?
No, I think you summed it up, Sami. Diversification is always a good idea. And yes, sometimes you want to lock your gains into something like gold. And you have to be aware of the cycle, the natural cycle of Bitcoin. I think we haven't seen anything that we haven't seen in the previous, cycles, 4 years.
Yeah, yeah, because it hit what 4,100 per ounce, right? It's kind of crazy, like I mean, and I guess Sammy, you were kind of diving into this, but like, why do you think we're kind of hitting these price points right now? Like, and Danny, you just said we never really seen this before. So, what do you guys' take on that?
Thank you. So 2 years ago, when we launched Great American Bullion, gold was at $2,089. It was at an all-time high then. Never seen it
Mhm.
before. And
Mhm.
every single maybe day or month with few pullbacks, it is an all-time high. Today is at almost $4,100. It's at an almost all-time high. It reached 4,300 maybe within the past few weeks and went
Mhm.
back down. The question is, what is driving this? I think what is driving this is the same that is driving the interest in Bitcoin. People are fed up of governments printing money willy-nilly,
Mhm.
right? So even governments
Exactly.
are fed up of the United States printing money. The Chinese
Yeah.
government, for the first time in decades, they hold more gold than treasuries. So they've been dumping the U.S. dollar. BRICS
Mhm.
countries, if you're familiar with them, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South
Yep. Yep.
Africa, and there's
Mhm.
many countries that joined the BRICS group, the BRICS blog. They currently are creating their own new payment systems, and Seagold is also involved in those kind of conversation to create a BRICS Gold tokenization thought process, right? So we're pretty happy that the world is waking up to just politician printing money. Politicians should lead governments, not print money and devalue our currency, because you and I, all of us, work hard for our own money. And then when you have a politician, bringing in the dollar, printing another $30 trillion, it's not good for us as individuals. And that's why also it goes back to the thesis of Bitcoin itself. We want a decentralized system that enable people to control their currency.
No, nice. So central banks buying it, risk offs, geopolitics, and recession fears, obviously. I'm just kind of trying to summarize some of the things that I've heard and hit on those points. And then you were saying, what is anxiety around like fiat currency?
So with regards to fiat currency, if all of us here go and shop, right? Today, if you go and buy a bottle of water, it's costing you almost double 3 years ago, and whatever it is that you're buying that is a regular commodity to consume, tomatoes, cucumbers, food, whatever it is, prices are gone up. What drives prices up is inflation. What brings in inflation is money printing by the government. But on top of that is that, let's say June 9th, 2024, the Saudi government decided to open up the oil trade, petroleum trade. It used to be for 50 years or so, since the 70s, that you can only buy oil using the dollar. Now you can buy oil from the Saudi, from Aramco, using other currencies. That's one. And then you have the central bank's accumulation, as you mentioned, of gold, and the dumping of the United States dollar. And all these factors lead to people not trusting, whether it's the dollar, the euro, or the yuan. People want something real, tangible. Bitcoin, exactly. 21 million units. Nobody's going to print more, right? It is finite. Yeah. Gold, it does increase, as you know, by 1 to 2% in reserves, but it is something finite that, nobody's going to just print gold.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, so that's why central banks are buying gold like crazy instead, because the dollars are just going to lose the value since they're printing so many right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, gold holds its value no longer. Okay, nice.
So let's so just kind of hit on the elephant in the room, like we just stated, and we heard from some of our experts here, is that Bitcoin's down, gold is up. Both for different reasons, but Bitcoin, it gets called the digital gold, like all the time. I would like to kind of dig into that and like why or what makes something to be deserving of being called the gold standard. And that kind of like, this is going to segue into our next segment. Just like, what do we mean by standard? So Bitcoin and gold are like constantly being compared. They're both supposed to be stores of value, right? But what does that actually mean? Warlock, like what is a store of value? Like what is can you kind of break this down or help us break this down?
Yeah, I think maybe I don't know if I'm the only who thinks that Bitcoin is money. So I think primary Bitcoin is unit of account and money. We can see in El Salvador, for example, or in DeFi startups, or with protocols like Lightning Network and that kind of usage of Bitcoin itself. No, so I know a lot of people that use Bitcoin as money primarily. In few years, I think from ETFs, people start think Bitcoin like a store of value for its properties. No, for example, we have a fixed market, a fixed cap of 21 million of Bitcoin. We have a growth in institutional adoption and that kind of stuff, but Bitcoin itself born to be money, and I hope it will be soon like this.
Mm-hmm. Nah, awesome. So I think one of the next things, just to kind of hit on though, is like, what is it? Unit of account, right? So this is the thing that actually, things are quoted in. Warlock, I think, or no, actually, unit of account. I think I'm gonna pass this one over to you, Duran. Do you think Bitcoin or gold, or actually, this maybe we can go around the panel, but we'll start with Duran. Do you think Bitcoin or gold is really functioning as a unit of account?
Well, I think definitely Bitcoin is, it's a digital representation and function of a medium of exchange. So like it's 100% a unit of account. I think one of the things too, like people should take in consideration is like if we go to gold, right? Now this is not one of the main, I think, beauties of Bitcoin is the fact that if I wanted to say actually mine gold, right, I would have to go to, like, my experience is actually dealing with mines in the Congo. I would actually have to go to the Congo, right, deal with like an artisanal mine because a lot of the bigger mines are owned, right, and then get doré, and then which is like 96% gold, and then go to and then maybe go to Dubai and go to a refinery and it becomes 99%, right? If I wanted to have physical, like if I wanted to actually physically go through the whole process of like really knowing where the gold came from and then having access to that gold and then turning that gold, into refined bullion, right? With Bitcoin, I mean, I don't have to do that at all, it's the transferability of that, I think, is one of the main things, of course. Now, I also feel like there's a verification cost when you're going through like for bullion, right? You have to get everything verified, and then that's not the case. It's self-verifying. Bitcoin is self-verifying, right? And then of course, like you can audit Bitcoin at scale, right? Auditing, gold at scale is very costly, right? So, but yes, they both are, I think, units of exchange.
So to interject here, because
yes,
Darren,
sure.
you're bringing in a very, very, very.
Here we go. Here we go.
So
here we go.
Thank you. So when we're talking about acquisition of gold and auditing of gold, obviously the regular person like you and I are not going to the Congo. I've been to the Congo.
I've been to the Congo too.
I've been to the Congo, but the regular guys we've been selling gold for 17 years. They are not going to the Congo to buy gold, and they're not going through the mine and the process.
You're right.
No, they're getting bullion, which has already been mined, refined, minted, certified, and delivered. So when our customers today, they go to greatamericanbullion.com and buy, they're not buying gold from Congo or Zimbabwe or even the United States mine. They're buying it from a trusted dealer that is member of the National Coins and Bullion Association that had done all that work for them, and everything is certified 99.99% pure, fully delivered. And in the case, and what we've done even better right now for the crypto community and for the community at large is bringing it even on chain in collaboration with Lumia, and what that does is Lumia puts together their smart contract, and they put together their token, and we handle everything via API. So each click gets you physical gold, and that is audited and that is stored at a minimal cost, and everything is handy, and you can take delivery. And we've been delivering gold for years globally. So just to kind of explain to the audience, all these little concerns are only available if you want to go mining. But it's not like mining Bitcoin. But a lot of people are not mining Bitcoin either. They don't have servers at home that are mining. If you want to mine Bitcoin, you need to have the infrastructure. It's not like the old days where you can do it with a simple PC. So you need. So what do they do? They go on the platform they trust, and then they buy Bitcoin with a click of a button. And similar with physical gold, whether you're buying retail with us with your IRA or direct delivery, you wire us the money, we send you the physical gold. Similarly with Sea Gold and Lumia partnership, they just go on Morphex when it's up and ready, and they start clicking to buy.
Right.
Yeah. That sounds a lot more.
No, I agree on that. I agree on that. I agree on that side too. I was more or less kind of given like an overview of like where the source is. If you're getting it directly from the source, obviously retail, you're buying at at the price of market, right? But of course, if you're going to you have to take that endeavor of going all the way to the Congo or Kenya or Ivory Coast, which is costly in itself in the first place. But you would, if you're buying artisanal gold, buy it below market. It's
almost
price.
like let's get to find out who Satoshi Nakamoto is. Let's get to the bottom of Bitcoin, right? Nobody does that because
for sure.
Bitcoin and the value of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's going to go.
It's about ease of access. Exactly. It's about ease of access. Who can they buy directly from a website that they can get access to. They don't have to worry about all the issues of trying to go there. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay. But neither of them is really a standard in that sense because we're not pricing our groceries in Bitcoin or gold yet. We're still using dollars.
Now that is a very interesting point because
trying to stir the pot.
I know it's a very interesting point because currently gold historically, I mean, it's been around over 10,000 years. People say 5,000, but it's actually 10,000 years, right? And it has been used as an instrument of barter and trade as actual money with gold and silver, right? So currently, that's kind of where we're, in my humble opinion, where we're headed towards, where you can buy things with physical gold. And frankly, to be on the side of crypto, I take crypto as a form of payment at a Great American Bullion. We do take crypto, so it is currently being used as currency for barter and trade. So it's not the standard, but fiat has failed all of us, in my humble opinion, that the world wants both, whether it's Bitcoin or gold, to become that standard that they can trust.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now I feel like Bitcoin is a little bit more widely used for transactions, but it's still not all over yet. Because I know certain things like in Miami, they're starting to adapt it here a lot more too.
Yeah, but
you can't go to the grocery store yet, though. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Angelique. I have a different opinion on that because, for example, Jack Dorsey, with his company, brings Bitcoin inside merchants very easy. We have Lightning payments that are very used. Bitcoin is programmable. We have a lot of different protocols that use Bitcoin also for payments. I don't know, maybe I live in another world, but Bitcoin is every single day more adopted as payment system. Gold in the other part don't have programmability, that is its main problem. Maybe we can verify its code like we do in Bitcoin, we can. The only thing we can do with gold is to store in vaults. No, Bitcoin is a program. It's code. So totally different.
Let me disagree with you, Warlock, if I may.
Hey, look, this is why it's called Bitcoin versus gold.
It's not versus. I'm an adopter of Bitcoin and gold, and I love both, right? So, but these are actually very important point Warlock is putting forward, right? Because and if you don't know, you don't know. So as far as authentication, as far as verification. You can authenticate your physical gold with a click of a button. You can authenticate gold on the chain. So with the Lumia, you have the blockchain component that you authenticate, and on the physical, you have the physical, the certificate of storage, the amount that stores the account. And there's auditing companies that will go and audit the physical existing of that amount. If gold moved from Darren to Diego, we know that that amount of units of gold have moved, and it is audited. Or if Angelique acquired gold, now we know that she has it. She knows that she has it on the chain, and it is physically stored, and it is verifiable. Like you said, Warlock, it's digitally available for Bitcoin to be audited, and but gold provides two layers of audit. There's the digital audit of the inventory, plus the physical audit of the actual physical gold itself. I hope that addresses your points of concerns.
Yeah. In the past month, we have seen also dupes on Fort Knox, for example, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, you are right. I hope you are right, but.
That's about the point we both agree on 100%, because if it is government run, you can't trust it. So they say there's 8,100 of tons of gold at Fort Knox. Nobody audited that gold since 1956, and that's where you and I agree. But when you have gold on the chain with platforms like ours, we must audit that gold. We must make sure that gold is there, and anybody with authority or the account holder can audit that physical gold. And that's where we want to take it away from politicians deciding what to do versus us, the public, wanting to control our money.
Okay, so private companies are better than governments. You are saying that, right?
No, I'm saying that not private companies are better than government. I'm saying that similar to Bitcoin, having the ability to audit is the key, right? Now, I cannot go and audit Fort Knox because the government will prohibit me. But if you are a buyer of Lumia Gold, for example, or Sea Gold or any product, you don't need authorization from anybody to go audit the gold. It's part of the agreement that you have the right physically to go audit it if you want, and also you have the blockchain auditing infrastructure. Because to your other point, are private better than public? No, it's all about the ability to audit, regardless of who it is. If a private company say they have the gold, but it's not verifiable, then we end up with the same problem. Similar to the guy that says we have the wallet of Bitcoin, but we've seen some hacks where people lose their Bitcoin, right? It's all about the ability to have a clear audit structure for that physical gold, or even for your Bitcoin wallet, and whether it's gold or hard storage or whatever.
No, exactly. Wow. No, I really love that. And so, like, kind of just for the crowd too, is like what I'm taking away is like there's a lot that you guys just hit on, and I love that, by the way. Like this is why we're here, is to have a discussion. But so like what I'm kind of hearing is like gold's foundation, foundation, stone and vault, fiat obviously is like the thing that you see on the price tags, dollar, euro. Just the currencies, and then like Bitcoin, just new kind of reserve asset plugged into software and used across global markets. Is that about right? Like, am I hitting those points, or are there other points that I missed?
No, I would agree with you.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. They're all kind of doing different jobs, which is why comparing them is kind of confusing. But I hope the audience is keeping up. We'll take a quick breather heading into the next segment. Do we have any questions from the audience right now?
Yeah, we're gonna head into this next segment. So I think, just for the sake of time, there is something that we wanted to hit on, and I think this might be a good time to hit on it because Sammy, you mentioned just us working with you, Lumia working with Sea Gold, and you you mentioned trading gold, and that's the point of this whole partnership, right? So, I mean, we've kind of like talked about theory, and we just got like a little treat for you. I think Diego, we're gonna go into like a demo of like Morphex and just like how we're going to be trading Bitcoin, or just trading Bitcoin and gold, like compared to each other. So Diego, if you could, I can give you a second to pull things up, but if you're ready, I would love for you to kind of dive into that, because we were hitting on a lot, and Sammy, I'm happy that you mentioned it, but I think this might be a good time to kind of to show this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we've been talking a lot about trading Bitcoin, trading gold, the opportunities that both the assets can offer. But where can you actually trade all of these assets in one single place? All of these assets natively, I would say, I would add. So
this is Morphex, right?
Exactly.
The place. Nice.
Yeah. The place is Morphex. This exchange built on Lumia chain. We discussed previously in the previous live about RWA tokens. This technology that allow us to decentralize every type of asset from traditional finance or crypto assets that are already decentralized, but maybe they are living on a centralized exchange. So RWA tokens, technology built by Lumia and integrated by Morphex, offer us this opportunity. We are seeing here a sneak peek from the testnet. So typical exchange UI with this section for RWA tokens. So all of these assets, synthetic assets, minted based on prices from centralized sources of trading. So for example, here we have the digital asset tab. As you can see, we have two versions of BTC here, and this is not an error. Why? Because BTC here represent the actual native BTC living on the Bitcoin blockchain. How can we achieve the possibility to swap Bitcoin at the best rates on its original chain to other tokens on other chains? This is powered by ODNX. So this is literally what ODNX, the project that Warlock and other people built. Technology that allow to swap native Bitcoin for every other token on every other chain in a completely trustless way, thanks to atomic swaps, with prices from centralized exchanges. So really the best that you can get for Bitcoin, native Bitcoin trading. Then there is the RWA token version. This version is simply a synthetic version minted on Lumia chain, based on the liquidity available on centralized exchanges like Binance, OKX, KuCoin, etc. So this is a bit for the digital asset part. While we will have stocks, obviously. So for example, right now we are showing here the price for Apple. Prices coming from sources like brokers that financial brokers that we integrated in the system. Will make all these assets, all the stocks available, all the stocks that are available on these centralized sources of trading. So major financial brokers. I will not say the name now because of APA, but bigger, like we are talking about financial institutions having more than 500 billions in asset under management, so literally endless liquidity brought to Lumia via these services. Then we will have commodities, and here is where we can find Seagold, for example. So as you can see, just one interface, you get all of these assets with real-time prices, completely decentralized. Then we have also real estate. This, for example, Lumia Tower. So, for example, here by checking for a price, you will get the price for a square meter for real estate in Istanbul, for example, regarding the Lumia Tower. Obviously, it will be different for every type of real estate tokenized, but the point here is that all of these assets now you are seeing in separated tabs. We will have this tab just for clarity to have everything divided. But when this will be live, you will have a swap functionality where you will be able to trustlessly swap directly from native Bitcoin to any type of two stocks, to Seagold, directly in just one single step. So this is what we think is the universal market that is needed to stop with the fragmentation of liquidity on different blockchains, different exchanges. So this is our approach to it. It's working thanks to the collaboration with companies like Seagold, like Codinex, all of them united under the flag of Lumia.
Nice.
Okay. So I could see tokenized gold and Bitcoin in the same wallet. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shoot, like one wallet, two standards. Tokenized gold is vaulted, audited, backed by, like, just basically from what I'm hearing, from what Diego was saying, just like back one by one, just like allocate bars. You know, that's actually like really dope.
Mm-hmm. This is the Seagold partnership we mentioned at the start, right?
Yes.
Yeah. 40. Yep. 43. That's what is that? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Like that was, what is it like? Yeah, about 43 million worth. I think we said at the beginning of gold.
So it's 1 million units of Seagold. Each unit is 1/100th of an ounce. That translates to 10,000 ounces of gold. So it's roughly about $43 million worth.
Wow.
And that's the first ceiling. Once we reach that level, we're going to increase it to higher levels, higher units of Seagold convertible to on the chain with Lumia on Morphex.
Damn, that's so exciting.
That's really dope. And like with that, like thank you so much, Diego, for showcasing that, because I mean, Sammy, you had hit on it, and I was like, oh dang, like I know Diego had something to show us, and I thought that was a really good time to bring it up. This kind of like, we're gonna head into the last segment, just like use cases and choosing your standard. So like we've covered a lot, right? And we've covered like kind of what makes something a standard. Just from what I was hearing throughout the conversation, I mean, we looked at data. Diego showed us just something real time of what people will actually be able to get into. Now we're kind of going to get a little practical. This is where it's kind of going to get fun. I'm going to give us like some different scenarios, and then give you or allow you guys to kind of just chime in and give your takes on these different scenarios. And scenario one, I can kind of give you a title of it because I wrote some notes down for this just so I can get it right. But like a retail saver and developed, or the scenario one will be like about a retail saver developed in the market, right? So like kind of imagine yourself, you're in the Euro or the UK or Eurozone or the UK. You got a mortgage, income in fiat, small amount to invest. What do you do? I'm going to just toss this around to the panel. Like, I mean, we've talked about different things across this panel, but I kind of want to get you guys' brains going on this, because this is like, this scenario is like, this is real people. So like, what do you do in this scenario? And I'll say it one more time. It's just like, you're in the Eurozone or the UK, you got a mortgage, income in fiat, small amount to invest in. What should they do? We'll start with, let's go with you, Warlock.
100% of their fiat on Bitcoin, of course. No, but yeah, but the best way to accumulate is to do something at DCA or something like that. So by in a recurring way, and start with that, and try to understand better the technology behind. It's the main approach that you need to have with Bitcoin in particular. So understand the fundamentals. Your allocation is not so important if you have a long-term vision on Bitcoin. No.
Okay. Nah, awesome. And then Danny, we didn't really get to hear from you too much. If you have a take, Danny or Sammy on this.
Danny excused himself because he had a prior commitment, so he
Okay.
apologizes.
Oh no, well, then yeah, no, that's all good. And
But-
shoot, I would have
but
loved to say.
Yes, no. Him and I think alike, and we work alike. So we both believe in Bitcoin. So I do not disagree with Orlock. However, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So I wouldn't want to put. I'm sorry, Danny. Danny's here. Sorry, Danny.
Oh, here we go.
I apologize.
Wait, I'm gonna bring him on stage.
I didn't see you. Go ahead, Danny.
Yeah, again, yes. So in this world we're living in, where even people at the top, they don't know, they lost the plot, seems so, and so is are most of the people are looking for a place to store their value, the value of their labor, and it's whatever you're comfortable with. If you know digital, if you know Bitcoin is a good way to do it, and all digital currencies, gold. But we're Gen X. We always straddle two generations, so we're comfortable with Bitcoin and gold, and it's it's up to everyone to find their safe place in a way. So.
Okay, so basically a little bit of both, depending on how risky you want to be, but definitely diversify. Don't just put your eggs in all in one basket.
Absolutely, Angelique. I think that is 100% accurate, and in agreement with what Danny said. We believe in something tangible that no matter what happens, it is physically available. What we believe in diversification. If you are you're okay to the volatility of Bitcoin, then that's great. Because as it goes down 25%, it could also go up 100%, right? We know that, according to many analysts, that gold's headed up, but people are not buying gold, although it doubled in the past couple of years. They're not buying gold for profit purposes. They're buying gold to protect their portfolios. Like you said in the beginning of the question, for the saver. If you want to save money, you save money in physical, tangible gold, because that's something you can rest assured it's 100% there for you, regardless of the price volatility.
Yeah.
No, awesome. And then, all right, no, I love those. I really love those answers. And I got one more scenario for us. So it's like, okay, now imagine yourself, you're in Argentina, Turkey, or India, right? High inflation. You don't trust the local banks. What's your move? Let's throw this one to Duran, and then we'll get some other takes as well.
Well, if I don't trust the local banks, and I have an opportunity to buy Bitcoin, I'm going to buy Bitcoin. However, now you mentioned India, right, which has a high density rate of gold holders, right? Like, it's even
I didn't know
Thailand.
that.
Like Thailand is similar as well. China is similar, right? They buy a lot of gold jewelry, right? So if I already have an asset that's going to position me, I'm going to, sell that gold, and I'll probably buy Bitcoin. But I think, if you do have that, I would say, like, if we're speaking like fairly, then, you leverage that gold to position yourself.
And Warlock, do you have a take on this, or do you need me to repeat it?
No, I agree with diversification. It's important to have multiple kind of asset in your portfolio if you are not in a bad country, no. But if you have to protect your money, of course, Bitcoin proves it. So in a long-term vision, you will be protected. So if your goal is only to protect your money from inflation or bad governments or different actors, you of course choose Bitcoin as asset because you can get it more easier than physical gold or that kind of stuff. With on-chain gold, we will see better rotation from Bitcoin to gold, but I know, and my vision is that Bitcoin will grow every single year, every single cycle. So if you want to protect your money, Bitcoin is the best thing you can achieve, no?
Yeah. So the standard is whatever lets you keep your purchasing power and move it if you need it. Sometimes it's a gold bracelet, sometimes it's a seed phrase. But you know what's funny? My grandma has so many gold coins under her bed that she's had pretty much since I was a kid. So I'm like, I'm wondering if those are actually worth more than $1 now.
And this is your grandma in Mexico?
New Mexico, yeah.
New Mexico.
Definitely. I mean, I'll take 30 seconds to give you an example. We had a guy that walked in with $10,000 and he inherited from 1943 from his great grandpa that left it for him in the will. Had his grandpa put that in gold, it would have been worth at that time $589,000. Wow. So whatever your grandma is doing or had done is definitely most likely worth a lot more. So congratulations, and I will buy that gold from you.
Okay.
That's awesome. So like, instead of asking like which standard is, which one wins, we're at more so asking like instead of like which one wins, it's like more so like which one has more upside. Like, do I want stability or do I want more upside or do I want stability? Is like what I'm hearing when it comes like as we're talking through this. I mean, am I right or wrong on that?
You're absolutely right in my opinion. And then when since I operated in crypto with Crypto Diamonds and Metals Exchange, I will always tell people, if you are risk averse, buy gold. If you like high risk and tolerate volatility, and that's early on. Bitcoin was 7,000, 8,000 at the time, right? So if that is the case, you want to buy Bitcoin or crypto because the upside could be very, very high, but also the downfall could be very damaging. That's why I would say now Bitcoin definitely matured a lot more as a stable asset. So it's getting closer to physical gold. So I'm a firm believer that you should have something in case there's no electricity, something tangible that you can access at any given time, physical in your hands, and also something that is, if the grid is working just fine, you want to have something outside of the fiat currency that you can benefit from its upside and diversify accordingly. That's why I'm a proponent of gold and Bitcoin, not one versus the other.
Nah, that's freaking awesome. And I think I think that this is like a good way to kind of like start getting ready to close things. But I appreciate all you guys. Like this was like a great discussion. We had a little back and forth there. Like it really felt like we were in the ring in a match. Yeah, like before we really wrap it up, this is just like kind of some things for the audience more so of like what I've taken away. And then if anybody else want to chime in, and if I miss anything or correct me, right? But just like gold is the standard. It's been around for thousands of years, right? Like something that people trust. Bitcoin is a standard for code, right? It's scarce. Scarce. and the asset lives on inside software. And then just for our audience, like what these guys are saying or what I'm hearing is just like really look into more so it's not Bitcoin versus gold, right? It's just what your risk manage or risk tolerance is more so. And I just want to tell that to the audience that is looking into to diversify their portfolio. You know, if you're feeling a little bit more risky and you want a more upside, like maybe Bitcoin is for you. If you want to be a bit more stable, something that has been trusted, been around for years, then maybe we could go with gold. This isn't financial advice, but just something that you could just take from this is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. And I think the big thing for me is that neither of these things are actually competing. They're doing different things for different people. So you don't have to pick one.
Exactly. All right. So, I mean, go ahead. You have something?
No, I was just agreeing with both of you guys.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, I mean, we talked about a lot. And I really hope you guys learned something from this, talking to the audience. Like, we had some great guests on. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Danny. Diego, glad to have you back. Duran, you and Sammy had some really good takes. And Warlock, too. I had loved just like that back and forth because, like, I'm pretty sure, like, we have just perspectives on both sides in the audience, and it was good to hear it like actually kind of debated here a bit. I was happy that we didn't all just agree because that's how we learn. That's how we discover new things is kind of bashing heads a bit, and I had loved that that dialogue in the beginning. But yeah, like I'm hoping you guys learned something. I definitely learned some new things today, especially from Sammy. Sammy, like you hit on a lot, but I'm hoping you guys learned some stuff, and can't wait to see you guys in the next show.
Appreciate you having us here, and it was an honor to be part of the panel. And thank you all, Warlock, Darren, Angelique, Mark, Diego, Danny, and until next time, appreciate you.
Thank everybody for their time. I really learned a lot.
Likewise, thank you. Appreciate it.
Very insightful. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.